It's your boy Orange Slice.
What?
That's a good. I'm gonna write that down.
Your boy Orange Slice. Probably be more, appropriate than.
It's your boy Dickface.
Yes.
I've been meaning to change that too.
You probably should if you're trying to be on podcasts. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the MCU Me podcast. Today, I'm joined, as always, by Eric. Eric. I'm Keaton from The Buzz, so we're here to talk about, Thor, as the title says, whichever platform you're watching on. So, still in Phase 1, Thor. We both just got done watching it today. What did you think? Or should we do a one-sentence review?
Thor?
Oh, this
more like bore. Am I right?
Is that your one-sentence review?
Am I right, fellas? Yeah, thank you.
You make like an IMDb profile for this podcast and then put ratings on that and just put the one-sentence reviews as the descriptions.
You know what?
I do lists like that. We'll look into it.
I liked it. I think it's good. It's also got that fresh thing that Iron Man does, And I notice it's very different. Also,
God, that effect did not hold up.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we're watching clips from the beginning, like the Asgard part. It's kind of a hard sell already as it is.
Yeah, and they don't really go even too deep into it. Like, we only really see like 2 rooms in total,
which is
3.
Yeah, they reuse a lot. Now that I'm thinking about it, they reuse a lot of rooms.
Only that one, where all the
artifacts,
Chamber of Secrets, whatever.
Chamber of Secrets,
and
the throne
thing area,
Odin's area, and the Bifrost.
Yeah.
Which the bridge itself, I don't think is real at all.
Yes,
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think the bridge looks cool. If we're talking about the aesthetics of Asgard, I think the bridge looks cool. It's probably the best realistic, quote unquote, interpretation they could have. Okay, they don't make things realistic; they make things grounded. If that makes any sense. Of this movie. Because this was kind of like their first hard sell movie.
Yeah. Like even harder sell than because people knew Hulk. Some people know Iron Man. But
even if they didn't, like, it's just like, oh, it's a guy in a suit.
Yeah. But Thor is like
a god.
Yeah. Well, demigod. There's only one god out there, and he doesn't dress like that.
I love that line, dude. Yeah. So this movie essentially had the job of taking a character based on mythology and turning it into a human story. And what they did with that was
you could sell.
They made it way too human.
Oh, is that what you think? Well,
not that they made the characters too human. It's that they made humans a very big part of the movie. More than you'd expect. But I guess...
Okay, yeah.
Which is probably one of the most common complaints this movie gets is the human characters.
Or anything, really. Like, that has, like, another worldly element.
Like Transformers.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what
I wouldn't say it's Transformers levels of annoying like that.
Hell no.
No.
That's something else entirely.
So they turned, this was their first thing of like, oh, it's magic, but it's science. Which is a neat concept, and it's cool that the way they did that. It doesn't lean into the science as magic aspect as much as the second one does. We'll talk about that more in Dark World, but like stuff like the like boat, like Norse boat themed spaceships. Those were neat as hell. It doesn't lean into the science aspect of like there's spaceships on Asgard and stuff like that. But at this point, it wasn't like space level. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So at this point, you can kind of see why they did it because everything was like Earth level. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I thought it's good. Not like they're still finding their footing. It's not like it's not one you keep in mind necessarily when thinking about the MCU. I guess like it's tend to be forgotten. I'd say even the Dark World is mentioned more for how like bland it is. I guess.
So it's less bland.
Yeah, I guess. Like it's the groundwork. It's kind of similar to Captain Marvel, which
people talk shit on Iron Man 2 for being like Avengers world setup, but like if anything, this world had the world expanding job of like introducing Elseworlds and stuff like that.
Like in just. Yeah, I mean, as a film itself, that's just kind of what I take it as. It's kind of like the smaller piece and eventually what the big puzzle turned out to be.
Yeah, and it comes across that way. Like, there's not effort put nearly as much into aspects that they want you to think that are important. Okay, so, for example, the biggest one that I can think of is the Warriors 3 and Civ.
Yeah.
So, for example, I know of the Warriors 3 and Civ. I know they're like the main, people, that Thor travels with and stuff like that and has adventures with. However, they don't do anything with them. The Warriors 3, I can't remember their names to save my life. I know the guy with a sword. I know the Asian guy with the club. And I know the fat guy who eats with an axe. Okay? That's taken from Lord of the Rings. Lady Civ, she was a love interest in the comics or something like that.
See, look, that's another thing. This film at most is, I think, is really bogged down by the romantic subplot.
We'll get into that because I have some stuff to say on that. But it's like, so for example, you see like the most they could do with the Warriors 3 and Civ and that whole merry gang of travelers. I don't know what their actual name is.
Lady Civ and the Warriors 3.
Okay, there you go.
That's it. Warriors 3.
Warriors 4. Warriors 4. Okay, Thor's friends. Thor's Guardian friends.
There you go.
They don't do anything with them.
Yeah,
and then you watch a movie like Guardians or Avengers, and you're like, oh yeah, you can make a movie with a group of people, and everybody's a character, everybody interacts pretty cool.
And again, I think that could have been expanded on more had it not been sacrificed for the romantic subplot stuff, Mm-hmm. I think, in other terms of like how this affected the MCU going forward, you could tell they were still finding their footing even with, as far as how, like the looks, with how Thor looks, because he looks a lot different in this movie than when he appears in Avengers.
You told me that they dyed his eyebrows.
Yep, his eyebrows, and I think also his beard, because it's ever since. So Kevin Feige was asked, like, what's his biggest regret about Phase 1? And he said it was dyeing Chris Hemsworth
hair blonde.
Hair blonde, like his eyebrows too. And ever since he mentioned that, I could not face.
I noticed it.
It looks weird,
Like it doesn't like it doesn't look terribly unnatural because like you can't, like, his hair's not dark, but like it was effort that was spent on something that didn't matter. Yeah,
like that's one of those rare like extra details, but that doesn't really work in its favor, I guess.
Yeah.
Hawkeye's in this movie.
Yeah, you didn't remember?
No, I did. Yeah.
So this was, if you think, I'm just not realizing that this Hawkeye cameo was basically the same thing that they did for Iron Man 2 with Black Widow.
Yeah.
Except Black Widow's had more. She
has a legit role.
This is a cameo, but do you think that was like a very purposeful thing to have them both be in this, so that like whenever Hawkeye rolls around in Avengers, that he's not like totally unknown? Yeah, I mean, and I think this was more of a, also because here's the thing. I mean, it's a good cameo because it doesn't take away too much from like it doesn't call that much attention to itself. If you're a comic fan, if you're a regular moviegoer, you just assume, it's another one of his goons or whatever. With a bow. Or SHIELD goons, if we just, that's your shtick. Which in Avengers, I mean, he was. He was essentially just a guy with a bow and arrow because he was hypnotized most of the movie. Yeah. But that's another day ahead. Yeah, but also, this movie's very like Shakespearean. I guess. Very theatrical. Very. Yeah. Those fucking that fucking Dutch angle though. Oh my god! You didn't notice it? They use it at least like, I think, I shit you not. They use it so much. And like even unnecessary scenes where it's just establishing shots of like the city, and then they're just tilted. Usually that, from what I understand, that oh damn, that's badass. Is that cut is used for, Jesus. Yeah, this is the part where he's kicking the ass of like the big shield guy, and he like double kicks him in the chest. God damn. Anyway, I thought that part was fine. The part where he's fighting to get his hammer. Yeah, it's okay. Because from a story perspective, you think, oh shit, he made it to the hammer, he's gonna be fine now. Oh, and surprisingly, I forgot to mention that I like the story. Yeah, it makes sense. It's a good Thor story, but if you think about it, literally, and the story could have changed entirely with different writing. What happens once he gets to Earth? Yeah, but like Loki's motivations, all that stuff, everything kind of checks out, makes sense. Yeah, I was surprised, that. They just kind of do a how he got the frost giants onto Asgard in the first place. Just like, there's pathways.
Oh, yeah.
And they never talk about it.
Yeah, they don't.
But then he uses the Bifrost after. Like, why would he even have to go to Heimdall after that?
Yeah. Okay, so, I mean, that's one thing.
To have to freeze him in the first place, but I guess because he let the people through. I don't know.
What was I saying? Oh, those fucking Dutch angles. They're usually used for, like, establishing a scene that's kind of goofy or something like that. Or goofy with goofy elements, make it kind of weird. But it's used a lot in this movie. And I feel like maybe they were trying to lean really heavily into that whole Shakespearean thing because, well, it's directed by what's his name? Matthew, he's an actor too. It's gonna say Broderick. It's not Broderick.
Let me look. Thor. Original Thor. Oh, it was directed by Kenneth
Branagh, yeah. And he's known for doing very like I don't know, just I guess old timey stuff. Like he also directed Cinderella. I know he did. Anyways, but yeah, and like
I believe it.
I mean, that's part of what makes the movie kind of seem fresh, but at the same time, it's not much of a, I don't know. Also, speaking of Loki, I think this is probably like technically the first Marvel movie with a good villain.
Yes. At this point, yes.
Yeah. Technically, the first movie.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you consider Ironmonger or
no, you're right.
Whiplash
That's
the other Emil Blonsky. Yeah, that's his name, the whippy guy from Iron Man 2.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in the episode. But yeah, no, you're right, and maybe that's why. Do you think from the very beginning they planned on having Loki be the villain?
Oh,
it's kind of It's kind of hard to say from like.
Well, I don't know because he is typically a villain in comics.
But they picked him to be the front runner, like Avenger, which is interesting.
You mean like to use them to
as the Avengers villain?
Oh, you know what I mean? I thought you meant the. Yeah, I think so.
Do you think that they had that plan from the beginning?
I think so because then after Avengers is when he blew up and like people were like really falling in love with him. Is when they extended his contract because I think Thor 2 was supposed to be his actual final appearance. He was supposed to actually die, but then people liked him so much they're like, nah, this we'll keep him around. But yeah, funny enough too, I don't know if you know this, but you know that Tom Hiddleston actually auditioned to be Thor. Have you seen the tape?
No.
Yeah,
is that a legitimate?
Yeah, legit. Yeah, there's what do you call it? Audition tape of it. He's like shirtless. He's blonde. It's a shot of him like holding the hammer. Yeah, but it's not a good.
Interesting. I did not know that.
Poor guy. Yeah, because he looks really scrawny compared to the. Man, also
bringing that up. Chris Hemsworth is jacked in this movie.
He's hella jacked, man. Fuck this guy.
Like, I don't know if it was part of the contract that he signed or whatever, but every movie that Thor is in, I think outside of Avengers, he's shirtless at some point.
Yeah.
At least in this movie, Dark World, and Avengers 2.
That's usually a male hero thing, though.
Sexism.
Like Cap, in the first one he's shirtless.
Yeah.
The second one, Winter Soldier, there's that scene where he's like out of the shower and he's talking to Black Widow. And
I don't know, but what I'm saying is just
even Paul Rudd and Ant-Man.
But it felt like the scene in this existed purely to have him be in a shirt and be like,
it did.
Oh my god,
yeah, it did. It did.
And a lot of the comedy derives from like, oh my god, isn't Chris Hemsworth dreamy?
Oh man, that's another thing, man. Okay, so I guess we were just talking about
people talk shit on Natalie Portman. I think I'm mixing in the good and the bad because people talk shit on Natalie Portman. She doesn't do much. She has more of a personality than Liv Tyler in Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, but she's literally just a love interest too.
But she has a very similar problem to Betty from Incredible Hulk, and that she just kind of like gets wet for the Hulk for no reason. Yeah. Not for the Hulk, but she gets wet for Thor for no reason.
Yeah. I mean, shit,
is that a PC thing to say? Is get wet?
Man, I can't. That dude, he's a handsome ass dude. Fuck that guy.
But like, he's handsome, but like,
dickhead.
Okay, getting into it, Thor is a piece of shit. Thor is an absolute piece of shit. The first half of this movie.
Yeah. He's a little dickhead.
No, not a little dick. He's a piece of shit. Like he does not. Okay, from a broad perspective, he starts a war because he's angry.
Yeah,
which cool. In the hospital. Yeah, he beats up people just trying to do their jobs. At least,
to be fair, he doesn't know that.
But
look, yeah. To be fair, look, he doesn't.
If you think about what he's doing, he's knocking people out.
Yeah, he is. But look, also, I'm not saying it's right, but hey, also, I mean, you didn't know.
The Hulk hurt less people than Thor did. Innocent people, yes. Yes, the Hulk hurt less innocent people in his movie than Thor did in this.
Also, another thing I didn't realize, like I think I caught more Easter eggs this time. Like Eric Selvig, he mentions he had a friend that worked at S.H.I.E.L.D.
And gamma radiation. I don't know if that was implied to be Bruce Banner. I don't think it was, because Bruce Banner was never with S.H.I.E.L.D.
No, he said that he was making a breakthrough in gamma radiation, but S.H.I.E.L.D. took him away. He was never seen again. He didn't say he worked for S.H.I.E.L.D. He said he was. I
don't think it was, because.
Yeah, he said the line is, "Yeah, I used to have a friend that worked."
I took that as like, oh, that's referencing the Hulk, but it's not directly about Bruce Banner per se, because that's a really weird reference to make.
That was a movie after.
I feel like it would have been better to just directly say his name if that's what they were going for, because it wouldn't hurt it. What other Easter eggs? The Infinity Gauntlet's in this one, right?
Yeah, background. It is. Yeah, it's like
which gets retconned later, but it was a cool reference.
Also, that makes you, that makes you think too, like tie-ins to the current MCU, because like I wonder if they had always, I wonder if the plan was always
for it to be fake.
Oh, well, no, I know that it wasn't.
Well, it was not.
No, but I'm saying, like, for example, you know how in Ragnarok it's revealed that, Odin is kind of a shithead, or not a shithead, but like...
Which they kind of show in this movie more than I remember.
That's what I'm saying, yeah, like, I wonder if they had planned that all along, because, like, Laufey, at some point, he says something to Thor about, like...
he's a killer.
Yeah, like, he's a killer and a thief and all this stuff.
Which makes sense. I just now realized the thief part is talking about Loki.
No, you didn't know though.
Yeah, he did.
No, because even when remember when Loki goes to him?
Yeah, he doesn't. They don't talk about it, but
no, he's like no, it's implied he doesn't know.
Mm. Oh well, yeah, but it's talked about. He's a piece of shit, but it doesn't really go into it until like Ragnarok.
Yeah, so I wonder if that was like also kind of planned all along.
Well, they just say brought peace, and they could have probably gotten either away with it.
Yeah, no, that's true because.
I don't think they really planned for sequels in this movie.
Yeah, well, even then, it could easily be like retcon to what a dickhead.
Loki's just a piece of shit.
Yeah, what an annoying fuck. Man. Oh my god, dude, fuck this dude.
It's never really explained how Loki got his power as being a frost giant, except
that too. Yeah,
he's basically just a frost giant that had powers.
Okay, look, I mean, this goes into. My confusion about Thor and how all of this works, like the 9 realms.
I was going to bring that up because I thought about it when I was watching this. The 9 realms is basically, it's not retcon per se, but it's made to be that the 9 realms are essentially 9 planets that are connected somehow.
Is that what that is?
Yes.
Because I didn't know. I thought maybe...
So Asgard's a planet, Earth is a planet, it's Midgard. And
right, that's how they...
And then the dwarf planet is one of them.
Yeah, so it's not
It's basically the planet.
But it's not like multiverse stuff.
No,
right?
It's not multiverse. Yeah,
so I guess
it's kind of implied that it would be, or at least like realms, as in like galaxies or something. So like that. You think of it that way.
So in that case, in every multiverse, in every Earth, whatever, there's a 9 realms.
I mean, in theory, but the 9 realms are just 9 worlds out of the billions. Basically, is the implication.
Oh, okay.
So, for example, Thor knows about planets that are in the Guardians of the Galaxy world.
Yeah. Well, see, that's what I'm saying. See, I don't know. Like, is it just all space altogether?
It's space. Yeah. No. Well, if you think about it, Asgard is just a place in space because they fly from whatever the trash planet is to Asgard. Asgard is just a planet in space. It's kind of weird and mythological, but it's still a planet.
Because, I mean, they say it's not magic, it's science.
Yes.
But then I'm not really sure how that explains how, like, Thor is the god of thunder and, like, how Loki has, like, mischief powers, or is it science?
I think he's just a frost giant that has powers because from a baby he could just transform to look like a human when he touched them. So like that's his camouflage that he always has going in theory. Thor.
See, or like
the Asgardian powers,
or is it something that each person, like, I don't know, they get to choose a shtick or something? Like
I don't think they choose it. I think
it's given to them or something. Like.
Well, the thing was, like, you maybe could have made the excuse that, like, oh, the hammer gives him power, because in this movie it does. Like, without the hammer, he has He doesn't even have super strength in theory.
No, well, I thought he was. I thought whenever he was banished to Earth, it was just like straight up banished, took away his strength too.
It took away all of his powers.
But like not just limited to like, not that he had super strength because of the hammer.
Well, you could say it either way though, like because whenever he takes the hammer away, he loses his armor and stuff like that, which is implied to also be like his power. I don't know. It's a weird...
Dumb.
They didn't think it through, 10. I guess.
Dumb. 0 out of 10.
No.
Trash.
No. Stop.
Oh, but like, I don't know. Did you like, what's her name? Darcy? Is that Kat Bennings? Yeah.
Awful. She's just there for one-liners.
Yeah.
That's why she doesn't appear.
Also, another thing. I don't know.
After the second...
It's kind of weird. You know, she kind of went the way of Betty Ross. Like, you know, you wonder where she's at now. Did she survive the snapping?
Nobody cares. Nobody asks.
What if she had stayed? You know, what if she was in Ragnarok? What if... Because the only reason she's not in it anymore is because Natalie Portman was like, yeah, fuck this.
They didn't want her, I'm sure.
No, she didn't want to be in it. And then they were like, okay.
No, good. I really doubt Taika Waititi would have done anything. And even if they did, they would have done like a bit about like... Yeah, I'm breaking up with you or something like that at the very beginning, and then just like...
No, they did.
They did it off screen though. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I feel like if Natalie Portman had actually signed up to do a cameo, it would have been the exact same thing. But yeah, Natalie Portman, she's okay. The Thor sequel and this movie... Okay, one thing before I get into... Or one thing to finish up on that. They repeat a lot of stuff between 1 and 2. Like, Thor 1 and Dark World have all the same characters besides the villain.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And stuff like that. It's just a lot of carryover, and then Ragnarok just kind of throws it all in the trash.
Yeah, seriously.
So it doesn't matter. The Thor series is...
You can't even compare. Like, you know, imagine, like, you know, seeing Thor in this movie... It's kind of weird. It's almost like I didn't even recognize him.
He's a different character.
He's very serious, speaks very, you know...
Very theatrically, which kind of plays into his overall MCU arc.
Yeah. Which, I mean, hey, it makes sense. Because a lot of complaints are that, you know, he's turned into a comedian or something. But, you know, if you hang him with, like, you know, the Avengers for that long, you know, some of them will...
Yeah, so I think... In universe reason for it is just that he got used to being around the humans and stopped acting like such a god, you know?
Yeah, and then...
Which, he's a piece of shit in the beginning.
He is an arrogant little shit.
Yeah, he's just an arrogant piece of shit. Which, you know, he gets better by the end, it's implied, but like...
I mean, he does, because he doesn't take the throne, does he? He's just like...
no.
He's like, I want to wait because I'm a dumbass or something.
I don't know. It sets him up in a decent way to... actually be a decent character down the line.
Yeah.
Whether you like what the character he turned into was, you know.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Because he's a very tragic character, but also very...
Well, because the real world reason is that, you know, just Thor 1 and Thor 2 weren't really working.
Yeah, and it was both critically and, you know, probably financially, too. I don't know.
Yeah, just because it's kind of... Not bland, but, like, I mean, he's just, you know, boring, you know? I guess.
You can't say it's bland.
He's not someone you want to hang around with. You know? Like,
it's hard to say that Thor 1 is bland because it has so many unique elements to it.
I don't know. Like, for example, I'd say Thor, like, himself, the character, is a little bland in Thor 1.
He's pretty basic. He's stubborn. He's arrogant.
Kind of how, like, you know, Cap in the first Avenger, like, he's not the same badass, like, from Winter Soldier. You know, he's kind of goofy.
All the characters age and... grow into the role.
Okay, so yeah, because look, if you saw Thor 1, would you say he's your favorite Avenger?
Fuck him.
After seeing Infinity War or Ragnarok, would you say he's your favorite Avenger?
He's not my favorite, but he's good. I like his plot line.
Yeah. You know, and kind of like Cap.
There's more of an opportunity to say he's your favorite. I think.
Yeah. Like same with Cap. You know, in Avengers, he's got that goofy ass costume on.
When Winter Soldier came out, I would say Cap's my favorite.
Yeah,
and then Infinity War, not so much.
Exactly. So like after the first Avenger,
it changes around. Your favorite's going to change around regardless. But early on, it's hard to say that like you said, nobody's going to say that Thor or even the Thor movie is their favorite movie.
Yeah.
Maybe they will. Maybe some people like the mythology, and then they were like, hate Ragnarok. I mean, there's a person out there who's like that.
Hey, look. It's your opinion. You're wrong, but it's your opinion.
Okay, so getting towards a little bit of the end here, I just want to bring up Easter eggs, references to the comics.
There's not much to say about this one. We haven't even talked about the Destroyer.
Oh, that's exactly.
Yeah.
It's brought up once, and then it's like, hey, we need someone to almost kill Thor so he gets his powers back, basically, so he can be heroic. And it's like, the Easter egg wise, my favorite one is the costume at the beginning. His costume,
the helmet,
the helmet, the helmet with wings is straight up.
It doesn't look that bad.
It doesn't. Yeah. But I think that was them trying to be as close to the comics as possible.
Yeah, paid homage, But I think they could have kept it.
Possibly.
I don't know. Man,
he doesn't have a helmet at all in Avengers.
No. This is the only time he's ever worn it.
And then the closest they get after that is Ragnarok,
where he has that little thing. Yeah. But no, because it looks pretty good there.
Yeah. No, it's. I mean, the costume's good. Effects on the MCU. The realms are introduced. The kind of more mythological elements.
Realms. There's the Infinity Gauntlet.
It's referenced. Well, when you saw this movie, you would think, but it's a fake. Ultimately related to the larger MCU.
It's also the wrong hand, I think. It's the wrong hand. Something like that.
Weird. What else? Loki shows up in basically a ton of shit after this.
After that, yeah. Hey, he was good in this role.
I mean,
Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah, no, it really fit what he was doing. Natalie Portman's character is referenced in Avengers. Selvig shows up a lot, actually.
Just in
Avengers and Dark World.
That's it.
I mean, it's more than some characters,
Yeah.
Selvig is basically the equivalent of Pepper Potts as far as her appearances.
I wonder where she's at now. He's at now.
Who? Selvig?
Yeah. Probably dead as fuck.
Ashes.
Oh.
Unless they bring him back in Avengers, maybe.
F.
Or did he? Maybe he died in Dark World. I can't remember.
No, he didn't. He's at that weird old home area.
Old home area?
Yeah, like the home for the
retiree,
where they put old people.
Retirement home.
Yeah, yeah. Remember, and he's drawing
crazy.
He's drawing on the boards and shit. And,
I don't know.
Yeah, they think he's crazy.
We'll get. See, I fucking forget Dark World. I've only seen it once. I saw it on broadcast TV on
again. More like.
There's one part that I really like about that movie, but I'll wait till that episode to talk about it.
Yeah. I mean, there's actually.
Yeah, there's not that much. There's characters. I mean, it's characters basically. It's set up for characters that appear in Avengers. Thor, Selvig, Loki. Yeah. They have to have been introduced in the movie for them to make sense in the later movie. One thing that actually really said, Thor breaks the bridge. Cool thing. Loki falls off, dies, even though he doesn't. Gets brought back by the end of the post-credit scene. Thor gets onto Earth without the Bifrost. That's explained with Odin, right?
In Avengers?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's explained that
Odin did it.
He used dark magic to conjure up, and then after that it's just it's back.
Does it get rebuilt? I can't remember.
Yeah, in the Dark World it's back, and they just kind of never bring it. As far as I remember.
It's a cool thing.
Oh, also, the action was pretty good. I mean, I like that. I like
good. Like his actual hand-to-hand fighting stuff's fine.
I like that battle on Jotunheim.
Yeah, I mean they gave everyone something to do, but again they don't establish them as characters for you to care about because they more focus on establishing Natalie Portman.
That's a waste of fucking time.
And even with Selvig and Natalie Portman, they don't develop her that much. What do you know about her? She studies clouds. She has an ex who's a doctor.
Yeah.
And she likes Thor.
That's another cool Easter egg. Donald Blake.
What is?
Because that's what he goes by in the comics.
Oh.
That's like his alter ego.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he has like a secret identity in the comics. He goes by Donald Blake.
Or like holds an umbrella or something like that.
Yeah, some shit. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
There's Coulson.
Coulson
plays a bigger role.
Yeah, he was the Phase 1 through line basically, and I realized that I didn't think about it before, but every Phase 1 movie has S.H.I.E.L.D. in it.
Jasper, what's his name?
What are you fucking talking about?
He turned out to be a S.H.I.E.L.D. a Hydra. He turned he's talking. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Bald.
Yeah, the bald dude with glasses.
Yeah.
I thought it was recognizable.
Yeah.
What else does he appear in? Is it just Winter Soldier too?
Yeah, Winter Soldier. No, he's in a lot of. He's in He's in the Avengers. He was in. He was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. too. Hey man, I don't know. I think they should have cast someone else as because you could have used Idris Elba for something way better. I don't think he was as big at this time.
No, but Did you notice that in this movie they have like a weird voice filter on him?
Yeah.
His voice is it's either deeper or they bass boosted.
It's deeper, and they probably bass boosted it or something.
Because you could tell, but whenever I put headphones on, you can tell the bass is boosted at least. Mm-hmm. And I don't think they do that for any other appearance.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah.
Other than that, we probably covered everything.
I think
there's not much. This movie's kind of short. It's only one.
I managed to watch it.
Barely 2 hours.
Quick. Yeah. So, what is your final rating?
Trash.
Out of 10.
It's low key.
I'm gonna give it a 5. It's fine. It's okay.
6. Yeah, 6.5.
That's 5 because, like, at least with the Incredible Hulk, there's good parts that I like, and I would go back and watch.
Oh, you would rather watch the Incredible Hulk
over Thor? Thor, hell yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Yeah, Thor is below that. It's average. I mean, it introduces stuff, but it's like it doesn't have any cool moments. Like if you think about its sequels,
no, that's true. Yeah.
There's the Captain America cameo. I'd go back and watch that scene. In Ragnarok, there's tons of scenes to go back to watch.
Yeah.
In Thor, what are you going to go back to watch? Where he takes his shirt off, where he tries to pick up the hammer and whines a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so we're giving it a 5 and a 6.
Yeah.
So for those counting at home, we're going to average those out. We're going to do a 5.5.
I gave it a 6.5, a 6.5, so that it averages out
to 5.75.
Yeah. Yeah.
6.5? Why? Motherfucker. So you put this 0.5 above Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, I don't know. They're about the same.
You have to make the decision.
Actually,
now.
No, they're about the same. Yeah, they're about the same.
So 6?
Yeah.
Okay. So he gives it a 6. I give it a 5. That's 5.5.
Yeah, they're about the same.
Official rating. Because we're an official reviewer, so we can get into movie screenings. Mm-hmm. Let's try to do that. That's actually a legitimate goal we should try to do. All right. So this has been MCU and me. Next time we'll be talking about Captain America, the first Avenger. Neither of us have watched yet, so we need to get around to that pretty quick. I've been Keaton from The Buzz. I'm joined by my friend Eric.
Here.
And podcast.